Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I'm glad I was able to catch up with you because I know you're doing some a theater tour right now, and we had a few minutes to catch up with you. So thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, no problem. My pleasure. Yeah, I'm out. I'm in beautiful Palm Springs today. In a hotel room where we have a show tonight. I'm doing a show called Lucy Loves Desi. A funny thing happened on the way to the sitcom, and it's about the creation of the Lucille Ball, the I Love Lucy show.
Oh, well, that sounds amazing. What a great opportunity. Yet again, you're playing a real life person and having to go in as an actor and see how you can get that right. I'm assuming your experience with the Brain Savers maybe prepared you for this
Absolutely.
opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Very similar situations, very similar types of guys. Colin is both a creative person who came up with an innovative idea, and it was able to had the business skills to market it out and make that idea a reality. And as was Jess Oppenheimer, who I'm playing in Lucy Loves Desi. So the one informed the other. Definitely, the work that I did is Colin informed my performance as Jess Oppenheimer. Jess Oppenheimer was the head writer and producer of I Love Lucy and worked with Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, who actually own this wonderful hotel. They used to own this wonderful hotel I'm staying in. And they created something that had never been done before. Much like Colin's basically invention of telemedicine, which revolutionized the medical industry and is something that we all use today. Lucy and Desi and Jess came up with the idea for syndication, running shows again, which had never been done before. Running shows, doing clip shows when you didn't have enough time to have your stars there because of the time Lucille Ball was pregnant. So both men had very innovative ideas and basically said yes and all the time and came up with solutions to problems that everyone else said could not be done. Just like, what they were taught when Colin was having to deal with this idea where that maybe people didn't accept right away of how are you gonna have a doctor with a good bedside manner at your side? How is that going to work out through telemedicine? That's never going to work. How are we going to even hook it up? How are we going to have the kind of internet connectability to make that work? And it was the same thing with the I Love Lucy show. How are we going to? Back then, they didn't have shows. Shows were not shown on a nationwide network. They would get seen on a local network, like in New York, and then they would be telecinied and then put out to the rest of the nation in a lower quality telecine print. But the Lucy show, by shooting on film, found a way where that show could be seen in the same high quality all over the country, just like Colin found a way to get care to patients all over the country as well, in different places. So very similar types of stories.
Awesome. And I know a lot of actors don't have this chance at all to do this. We dive into characters where we use more of our imagination, and even if they're historical characters, we don't really even have an opportunity to engage and interact with them. I remember when we first sat down and did the staged reading, or I guess it was a table read we did when we first got the script for the Brain Savers, and we all sat around together at the theater at the complex in Hollywood, and Dr. Colin McDonald was on Zoom watching us do it. Do you remember feeling that pressure, that extra pressure that oh my God, he's watching me, I better get this right? Or what was that experience like for you? Because by the way, you did an excellent job, as we all know, that day. So right away.
Huge pressure. I had never met him before. He has since become a Facebook friend of mine and is a wonderful gentleman. And a great guy. But yeah, it was very. It was a little intimidating when you're playing somebody. I mean, I know I'd have opinions if someone played me, he seemed to like it very much and was very happy with the cast. And I think just almost got a little emotional and choked up about it because he really liked the work that we do and thought it was true to life. So that was flattering, but it was very nerve-wracking getting on, like, okay, he's here today. here we go, and just dive in. And like a lot of probably like one of my old acting teachers said, if you commit 110%, people will buy it, and so that's what I tried to do. I just tried to be this person to the best of my ability, and what I thought. I'm fortunate that I grew up in the New England area, that I even worked at Mass General around the time when Colin was there, and so I knew a little bit about how the people spoke, and how it, just kind of the general feeling of somebody who might work in that field, in that place at that time. So yeah, so that was it was intimidating, but I just brought as much research as I possibly could in the amount of time that I had, and was able to do more research later. Similar thing happened with this project that I'm on right now, in that it was written by Greg Oppenheimer, who is the son of Jess Oppenheimer, who I am playing. So I'm playing his father, and he was there at the first table read. So that's like,
Wow.
it's like, okay. And then I met him. I met him the other night at opening night in La Mirada, and he was just like, he came up to me. He's like, "Hi, Dad." It's like, okay, good. I'm glad you like it. So it was like two projects in the row where a real person who was intimately involved in the experience that I was portraying was there.
Great. Well, that's awesome to hear that you've gone through this now a second time, and I think it's an actor's dream to even be able to do this one time. So, congrats to you on pulling both of them off, and I wish you well on the rest of your theater run with this play. I think, how can people check you out or check out this show, or where can they find you on this?
Well, depending on where they are, we are in Palm Springs tonight, but you can go to latheaterworks.org and search, or even just search Lucy Loves Desi, and it will come up in your Google search right away. You'll be able to go and buy tickets for the city that you are in. If we were near one of if the tour comes through your town. And but if you want to get tickets, buy them fast if you're a Lucy fan, because they are selling out. We were sold out our first night. We had people there dressed as Lucy. It's a fan base with a lot of love for the people and the work involved. So get them fast.
Awesome. Thanks, Gerard. Gerard Marzulli, star of Lucy Loves Desi, touring now, and the voice of Dr. Colin McDonald in The Brain Savers audiobook, now available on Audible. Thanks so much, Gerard, for being with us.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me, Matt.